What's up, YouTube? My name is Brent, and I am the DM for the XP, and this is our brand new channel where we talk about Dungeons and Dragons related things, tabletop games, and perhaps even do product reviews, maybe about some dice or whatever, like the DM screen right next to me, or anything, the figures are right there to my right, your left. This whole video is kind of an introductory video about me and my love for the game, and my love for Dungeons and Dragons, and just the overall reasons why I love Dungeons and Dragons. Let's just go ahead and basically start off with just talking about myself for a second. My name is Brent. I am the Dungeon Master for the XP. I will eventually get them to put my party, my group, to post videos about themselves, perhaps introduce themselves and their characters. I am a father of a 4-month-old, first-time father, so I'm pretty stoked about it. He is a wonderful little baby, and maybe one day he might make an appearance as the Dungeon Baby. He's like the DM of the DM. He controls whatever the fuck I do. Uh, but let's just go ahead and get right into the meat of this video. I just really love this game. I think it's probably in my personal opinion, the best game that anybody could really play. That's in terms of just versatility and the things you could attempt to do. Like, it's that game that all role-playing game fans want to do. They want to be able to do anything they want to do. They, like with Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls games, they do a pretty good job about like giving you an open world of freedom. But Dungeons and Dragons really hits it right on the head with being able to do whatever you want, or at least attempt to do whatever you want. Uh, it it's just amazing to me because like it's such a good learning tool as well. You could use it to teach like basic math skills for when you're creating your character or when you're rolling your dice and adding together your modifiers. Like, I mean, it's not too advanced or anything, but like for like a little kid still trying to like learn math or struggling with their basic math skills, Dungeons and Dragons can allow to help that. Dungeons and Dragons is a good like improv tool, like basically teaching you how to like act on the fly, act on just based off of surprises or anything. You especially learn that as a dungeon master of this game. Like, your players will do some of the most random things that you never even expected. Just recently, in my last session that I DM'd, I I DM'd the most intense game of Dragon Chess that I've ever seen. I never even thought that was going to be a thing that would have had to do, but it happened because Dungeons and Dragons. Let me take a sip of coffee out of my tankard. Sorry about that. But no, it's just really a beautiful game because, and I've never understood like the negative stigmas that it's always had. Like, I can possibly understand how certain groups could view this game as satanic or devil worship. Like, I don't get it personally because I've experienced it. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's anywhere near that way. But one of the biggest like negative stigmas that I've ever heard about Dungeons and Dragons was it was like the nerdy, antisocial, like kids sitting in the basement by themselves who don't have friends. Like, that makes no sense to me because this game is effectively played with friends. You have to have friends to effectively play this game. I don't understand how anybody could have ever thought that you would be some like kid who doesn't have friends in his basement playing by himself. But that's just me, because that's just my like interpretation of it, because I've played this game since I was in my preteens. I've played since 3.5, like I think a short time after it was released. Like, my first real character was a human monk, and like I still hold that human monk near and dear to my heart. I have been in sword fighting groups. I have been a competitive online gamer for Halo, and I've used the name of my human monk as like my alias, my gamer tag, which was always Godfist. Um, and that's how important that character was to me. Everything I did was revolved around that name. Um, But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Sorry, I get a little bit passionate about this because I just love this game. But it's just like I said, it was like a great learning tool for basic math. improvisation. It's just teaches good social skills. It teaches you like a good team dynamic of like this game requires you to work with people and create uh, adventures and storytelling and just working with a party. You have to work together or else you're gonna die, or you won't have a good time if you're just trying to do this by yourself with like being the loner guy in the corner. We call that person that guy, where they just kind of go off by themselves. They don't participate in the party. They try to be emo and brooding. And there's certain times where that can work for a character, but you also have to remind yourself that this is a team game. You have to be able to work in a group dynamic. And if you're not able to do that, you won't have a good time and you won't play the game successfully. So it teaches just good teamwork skills. Like if I was a teacher, or if, like maybe a math teacher, maybe an English teacher. I think for a theater, if I was like a drama teacher or a theater teacher, I would totally like have like a Dungeons and Dragons game with like my after school kids. Like if I was a production theater teacher or whatever, and you know how we would work together on plays or in between plays, I would totally play Dungeons and Dragons and run the games with them because it helps them build their improvisational skills, their acting skills, how to get into character. Um, the overall like stigma of this game that I was just talking about has decreased significantly ever since like the development of uh, groups like the Fistful of Dice, WSD D20, Be a Better Game Master, Tabletop Terrors, Dawnforged Cast, DM Scotty, the DMG, I think the DMG or something like that. But there's just several like YouTube videos, like groups that talk about Dungeons and Dragons and kind of like give tutorials. Uh, there's a specific group called Critical Role, and I'm sure anybody who's watching this video may have came across this video knows about Critical Role. They already know about Matthew Mercer, Mercer Ray, Travis Wildingham, Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Taliesin Jaffe, Sam Riegel, Liam O'Brien, uh, Orion Akaba in the beginning of Critical Role before he left. But just those are a group of voice actors who take the game to the next level of just amazingness. Like these are voice actors, so like for them getting into character is so much easier. I will say easier compared to most people. So it makes it look and just really hooked people into this game. Like they're like 17,000 subscribers strong. Some of those are counted by resubs of what I heard, so it could be less than 17,000, but still, they have a huge following, and they're on the Geek and Sundry YouTube channel for all their past episodes. Their most recent episodes are usually uploaded first on the Geek and Sundry website, and then they stream every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's the West Coast. They're in LA. So it's like 9 p.m. Central Time where I'm at. And it's just amazing to watch. Like I discovered it back in October, and I have been hooked ever since. I straight binge watched like day and night for 2 weeks straight just to catch up to where I was. I think they were like in their 30s episodes, like the beginning of the 30s. So I had a lot of catching up to do at that time. And because of these groups that have created all these YouTube channels and like Critical Role and just like the huge fan base that has become, more and more people have been trying to play Dungeons and Dragons, get into the game because they made it seem so much more appealing than like a basic person like myself would do. So the negative stigmas have shrunk. It's gotten more of like common. I don't want to say commonplace yet because it's not really commonplace, but a lot more people are giving it a try. Another thing that's made this game even more easier to play and better to play is that you can play online now using like Roll20, Tabletop Simulator, various other like virtual tabletops, and then sometimes you really don't even need those as long as you can get together like on Google Hangouts or Skype or Discord. You could get a group of people together and play via voice chat or video chat. I usually use Skype for mine. I actually run a game online. The closest person to me is like an hour and a half away, which the only reason why it's that close is because I know them in person. And the rest of the people I play with are either in New York, and the other two are like friends and from Texas. So. And that used to be not a thing. Like you used to be have to know somebody, and like go to their house and run a game. Like Dungeons and Dragons was kind of like, it's like, not to make this sound terrible, but it's kind of like it used to be, to get into a D&D game you had to know someone. Like it was like finding drugs almost. Like you had to know somebody. But it's better than a drug. I mean, it's addictive as hell to play, but it's definitely better than drugs. It's just incredible, like this game, how good this game is. Like we're playing currently 5th edition. I skipped over 4th edition for reasons that most people already know. It was not the best edition, I will say that. Some people like it. I didn't like it from what I read and from what I heard. I heard too many negative things, and I just didn't want to get into it. My first DMing experience was in 3.5 last summer. That didn't go well at all. But about right after I discovered Critical Role, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll give DMing a try. I picked up the 5th edition books, built my own world. I thought I was going to end up running it live, but then somehow, some way, through random chats through Twitch or for some friends, I ended up running a game online. So I built this entire world. We're on like this will be session 10 the next time we play. Eventually, I would like to be able to stream our sessions through YouTube or Google Hangouts, perhaps even Twitch. But yeah, no, it's just D&D is so incredible. I love this game. I can't wait till the next time I play. I've actually never played 5th edition. I've only DM'd it. So it's probably a whole lot different experience to play. But I know as a player, I would love it because, yeah, like it's made, like 5th edition is so good. Like it's a great edition. It's probably my favorite edition. But yeah, no. If any of you are out there trying to have a hard time trying to find a group or still on the edge about trying Dungeons and Dragons, do it. Find a group. Go to your local gaming store where they sell like comic books or play Magic the Gathering or anything like that, like a local gaming store. Ask around. Like most of the time, like us nerds are pretty welcoming to new people. Some of them are jerks. Some of them are not. It's kind of, usually for the most part, I've had positive experiences, but do it. Like, just give it a try. Just give it one try. And if you don't like it, at least you can say you can try, and maybe you can understand why some people like it. But if you do like it, you would have found a new hobby that is initially maybe expensive, depending on if you're going to be a DM or if you're just a player. It's just going to purchase one book. And I just knocked over my shit. That's the Dungeons Master Guide. Let me grab the PHP. You only need one book to play, and that's the Player's Handbook, and like you can get it on Amazon for like $27. If you like supporting your local game stores, they usually run on the higher end around like $50. But if you're just trying to like get into this game as cheap as possible, all you need is one set of dice and then a PHP. And then find a group, whether it be online. Like you can go there, like Roll20 has online like forums where you could talk, like say, like it's called looking for a group, and you could type in, search, you're looking for a group, looking for a first time. There's the One Shot group on Facebook. It's a Facebook page. I think I don't know who created it. It was like one of the guys in Fistful of Dice in the Provokers session. I think his name's DM Juice. I don't know, but he started a web page or a Facebook page called the D&D One Shot Group, so you could look on there. Or even if you feel like you could DM, there are plenty of like videos talking about like tips and tricks about how to prep for a game, how to be a DM, which I use to vast amounts. I still watch them because I'm a novice DM. This is my first real go at DMing, but there's plenty of tools out there for you to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I would highly suggest it, no matter who you are, no matter what background you come from, whether you were the nerdy guy in school who didn't have a whole lot of friends, or perhaps you're the jock, you're the guy who always bashed on like stuff like that, but secretly you wanted to try giving it a go, and you're a secret nerd yourself, and I would totally recommend doing it. So, in conclusion, Dungeons and Dragons is an amazing game. Like, it teaches so many like more social skills than more physical, but it allows like it can help you develop just so many things in your life, whether it's basic math, improvisational skills, creativity. If you're a writer, it can help you write because like these stories can help inspire you to write stories. If you're an artist, like if you have a great imagination, you can like get inspiration to draw these scenes, and it can help you build up your artist repertoire because you will be practicing your art. Um, it's just it's such a versatile game, and I would recommend it to anyone to play. My name is Brent. I am the DM for the XP, and no matter what you're doing, no matter how you do it, whether it's hard or easy, just always remember just to do it for the XP. I will talk to you all later, and happy gaming all.